It's the LeBron effect, man. It's the LeBron effect, man. It's the LeBron effect. It's the LeBron effect. Yesterday, you had twerking ass LeBron fans all over the internet talking about, because the news came out that the Lakers were not going to be on opening night, even though they had been on 84%.
84%. Everyone keeps talking about LeBron's enormous influence, especially his most devoted supporters. But what happens when that perception runs directly into the reality of cold, hard financial numbers? The fan backlash, sparked by what appears to be a star-related schedule issue and perceived snub, may actually be setting up a much bigger and, frankly, shocking revelation about the Lakers star's market value.
And I saw a post from Basketball Forever, and I damn near fell out of my seat. It says, and I want to put up the image here, you see Luka Doncic, and it says sold. It says breaking. The Los Angeles Lakers are being sold to American businessman Josh Kushner, who I think is the brother of Jared Kushner.
Walter, $12.5 billion. That figure isn't merely enormous, it represents a seismic moment in the sports ownership world. And here's where things get even more interesting. The buyers weren't originally targeting an existing franchise at all. Their initial focus was on securing an expansion team in Las Vegas. So what changed? What could possibly have convinced them to make a complete U-turn and aggressively chase a franchise that was already established instead? The explanation is layered, complicated, and nearly as fascinating as the deal itself.
Sold to American businessmen Josh Kushner and Bob Iger for a record-breaking price over $12 billion, multiple sources told ESPN. Kushner and Iger were involved in the expansion process in Las Vegas, but a stunning turn, they pivoted to make an aggressive offer to buy the Lakers from Mark Walter.
Forget the rumors for a second. ESPN's Ramona Shelburne reported that the Lakers had been sold, turning what sounded like speculation into an actual deal. And the buyers? Josh Kushner and Bob Iger, two names that immediately make this story even more intriguing. They reportedly paid an unprecedented price, which raises an obvious question. What did they see in the Lakers that made this franchise more appealing than simply pursuing an expansion team? Why were the Lakers valuable enough to command such an astronomical figure? That's where this story gets really interesting.
Why are we bidding on an expansion team? Before we do this, let's call and see if the Lakers are available. They live in Los Angeles. Obviously, Bob Iger used to run our company here and is an avid NBA fan. He used to sit courtside at Clipper games all the time. So they called Mark Walter. I am told this was on Sunday.
Here's where the story takes a wild turn. The buyer apparently asked a simple question. Why spend an enormous amount building an untested expansion franchise from scratch when an established, iconic sports brand could potentially be available right now? They didn't waste any time thinking it over. Instead, they went directly to Mark Walter, seemingly without much hesitation. And that decision says a lot. The power of a legendary brand and decades of history can be far more attractive than starting from zero. But that leaves us with the biggest question of all. Was Walter actually interested in selling?
Are the Lakers available? Could we make you an offer for the Lakers? And Mark Walter wasn't interested in selling, but the number they discussed, $12.5 billion, Shay, was something that he had to think about. And he had, I think, 1 or 2 days to think about it before this started. Approved by the Board of Governors at $10 billion. So from October of last year to right now, he just made $2.5 billion on the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't think he was looking to sell, but when somebody makes you an offer you can't refuse. I think it was a business opportunity you couldn't say no to, and it's obviously a mind-boggling.
Absolutely mind-blowing. Mark Walter reportedly walked away with an incredible $2.5 billion profit in less than a year, representing a staggering jump in value. This wasn't simply a smart investment paying off. It was an extraordinary financial windfall. The numbers suggest that certain assets, especially legendary sports franchises, can move far beyond normal market expectations instead of following ordinary growth patterns. So what does this explosive increase reveal about the Lakers' lasting value and their undeniable appeal as one of sports' most recognizable brands?
Obviously, the brother of Jared Kushner, his group recently purchased a minority stake in the San Francisco Giants, and it's called Thrive Eternal. So he runs Thrive Capital, but there's a branch of it called Thrive Eternal, which is really interested in iconic brands and restoring iconic brands. So this obviously fits what they're looking to do here.
The real story is the buying group's interest in legendary brands like the Lakers. This isn't simply about purchasing a basketball team. It's about owning a global cultural phenomenon with decades of built-in value. Thrive Eternal's strategy centers on restoration and creating long-term value, which suggests they see the Lakers as far more than a short-term investment or quick flip. So what exactly is driving their confidence that this franchise could experience such a massive increase in valuation?
And I can't quite do the math this early in the morning in 9 months, but the expansion process is going on right now, and I think the teams that are being talked about in Las Vegas and Seattle, that number is getting so high that it puts into perspective the value of iconic brands like the Los Angeles Lakers.
No doubt. Okay, so the Lakers under new ownership now for $12.5 billion.
Again, if you guys are not following me on X, my handle is JRTABANSI. And I wrote, LeBron James leaves and the team value jumps to $12 billion. And LeBron fans are in the comments section crying it up, twerking it up all over the comments, and just making a mess of themselves, right?
Okay, but let's pause for a second. Is this really just a coincidence? The timing is almost too perfect to ignore. LeBron James announces that he's leaving, and then, almost right away, this enormous valuation increase enters the picture. Then our host posts a provocative tweet directly linking those two developments, and suddenly the reaction is explosive. LeBron's most loyal supporters completely lose it. But their anger is more revealing than simple frustration. It shows just how deeply this news challenges a narrative they've believed for a very long time.
LeBron effect, man. This is the LeBron effect, man. This is the LeBron effect. This is the LeBron James effect. You know, he be affecting things, and he be making things move. The man leaves, and the team value jumps $2.5 billion. Before LeBron got there, the value of the team was whatever somebody would be willing to pay for a team with 16 championships. That's the value of the Lakers. And before LeBron got to the Lakers, I think the highest value franchise in the NBA was the Golden State Warriors, if I'm not mistaken. Then the Celtics got sold, and then all of a sudden the Lakers came in. And now...
Don't get distracted by short-term trends. When you compare the Lakers with NBA powerhouses like the Warriors and Celtics, one fact stands out immediately. Los Angeles being valued at the very top of the market isn't some sudden development. This isn't a brand new story. The Lakers have been an elite sports brand for decades, consistently standing among the most valuable franchises in the world, regardless of who happens to be on the roster.
The value of the team now jumped to $12.5 billion, and LeBron James is gone. Gone. And LeBron fans in their delusional ass minds, you know what they'll think? They'll say, it's because LeBron James was there, man. You know, he won the championship in 2020, and what else did he do?
Owning the Los Angeles Lakers has been one of the great honors of my life, an extraordinary investment. But what I will carry with me is the community, the fans, and a city that treats this team as family. I am grateful to Jeannie Buss, the Buss family, the players, and the staff for welcoming me into this chapter. The Lakers belong to Los Angeles, and I have every confidence the best is still ahead. End quote. Let's bring in
Ramona Shelburne's graceful exit statement, even with the focus clearly centered on the money, points to something much deeper, the unusually personal connection owners can develop with the Lakers. He even acknowledged that the franchise's identity is deeply tied to Los Angeles itself. That goes far beyond a normal business investment. It's something much more powerful. And that is exactly why a legendary brand like the Lakers can command such extraordinary prices, regardless of which players happen to be wearing the uniform.
In Los Angeles, I know where I was when I got a tip late last night that this was happening. And the person who called me said, "Are you sitting down?" And I'm sitting down now, but I'm still kind of shaking my head at how this came together so quickly.
I mean, these are zeros and numbers I can't even fathom, let alone this all happening like over the weekend. And now what day is it? Wednesday? Oh my goodness. Okay, so Ramon.
The sheer shock from an insider like Ramona Shelburne shows just how extraordinary this deal appears to be. The speed and sheer size of the transaction are difficult to comprehend, even for veteran sports reporters who have seen massive deals before. This wasn't a long, drawn-out process. It represented a sudden shift that could reshape how people view the NBA's financial landscape. And now it raises an even bigger question about how much influence a superstar can really have on a franchise's market value. Here's where things get interesting. One side now has more leverage, and the next move will determine whether that advantage actually lasts. The quote itself isn't the main story. It's the pressure surrounding the decision that comes next. And that's where this situation moves from simple debate into a serious, high-stakes power play.